Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the untimely passing, the killing of DMX, a great man or whatever, and even a great man of God. And he was a blood sacrifice ritual killing. Okay, let me turn this TV off. Let me close my door too. 1 second. I don't want y'all to hear my son on in the background. So this is what I was looking at. If you look at DMX, right, they tried to say that his passing was an overdose. Well, DMX has been clean for quite some time. Yes, people can relapse, but that was not the case for DMX. And if you even go to look on DMX's Instagram, everything about it shows you a man who has been reformed, a man who is about his business, who got his head on a swivel, who's focused, who is making moves, clearly clean. He has gained a lot of weight or whatever. He would not be maintaining that weight if he was still on drugs or had gotten back on drugs. He would not be handling his business, reaching deadlines, making meetings, hitting markers and stuff if he was still on drugs. The things that come with that lifestyle and with drug addiction we would see, such as in the past when he was on drugs, where he's having issues with child support, with his children, with the law. You get what I'm saying? Making outbursts, going off on people. None of that has been the case with DMX. If you look at his Instagram and even the lives that he did, right? He's doing lives and he's praying on them. He's giving people wisdom, knowledge, and stuff like that. Those are not things that, if he was still on drugs, would be taking place. But if you just look at it all, like his posts that he was making were all a campaign for his new launches, him doing shows, having upcoming shows to do, and selling tickets, him selling cologne and stuff like that. When he speaks in the interviews he was doing, very alert, very aware, very focused and on point. So a man who's focused on his business, doing new business dealings and stuff, would not be on drugs. He's not on drugs. Him promoting other people, like everything he was on, that was the campaign for his cologne that he just put out and stuff. So if he was still on drugs, it would have been issues at those shows. You would have heard complaints of him not showing up. Or him showing up and being out of it, not giving good performances, people wanting their money back, him getting in fights or getting into it with people. Like, look, listen. Hurt gets hurt. And there's gonna be some people that very cute. Look, weight. He got his weight on. This was actually a video he did telling new artists to link up with him. So he was talking about doing networking, expanding his brand with taking on new artists and stuff. So that's the older video he wanted to promote. DMX. Everything about him is aware. And he got me with his cameo shit, you know what I'm saying? Everything is sensible. You know, shout outs. Everything is about business, marketing, branding and stuff. So he was not still doing drugs or had relapse onto drugs. Got Sheik Luch in the none of that. None of that. He is clean, was clean, and has been clean. So I looked at this. I'm like, okay. They announced on the 6th of April that he was on life support and had OD'd, right? And then they turned around and went to the 9th. And, well, before then. Because this is what first piqued me, like, this gotta be a blood sacrifice. When it even first mentioned on the 6th, like, oh, he's OD'd and he's on life support. I'm like, that seems kind of weird and fishy because I just seen him on lives and stuff. He's very focused, very alert, self-control, has a plan, you know, and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. So then you had some people coming out like, okay, he's passed away. And then others were saying like, no, that information is wrong. No, he's alive. He's on life support. So then that's when I was thinking like, oh, they holding him on for a while before they announced it to complete their ritual, the occult ritual. Then on the 8th, his lawyer comes out and say, No, because people was spitting out there like, no, he's already deceased. They up there, no, he's not dead. He's still on life support. That's what the lawyer said. But tomorrow, his family will make a comment. And that's when I knew then, like, okay, they're going to wait and announce on the 9th that he's passed away, that they pulled the plug. So I'm thinking that I knew then immediately that this was a blood ritual sacrifice, because you had the 6th, one of their occult number, and the 9th, one of their occult numbers. You flip the 9 upside down and it's a 6, excuse me. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's the agenda or the person that he's being sacrificed for, which will come out sooner or later. And then I thought about it like, you know what? Easter just passed, right? It was 3 days. You had Good Friday. Jesus had died or was killed, and then 3 days later he rose from the grave, and that was the completion. 3 days. So I'm like, okay. On the 6th was when they actually killed him. They put him on life support, and they kept him on life support for 3 days, and then pulled the plug to announce his death. So that let me know about that with the doing a ritual, a satanic ritual of Passover. Easter just passed, and it is they was replicating the Messiah passing away and then rising again on the 3rd day. And then I was thinking, like, you know what? Little Nas X just told us and showed us that he had done a blood sacrifice ritual. And that was made clear if you pay attention to the video on Montero, as well as the shoes that he launched. He had the red hair. It showed a form of him killing someone in the video. It also showed a form of heaven and hell, right? Like him being in heaven with the angels and then going down to hell with Satan. But it also, with the shoe launch, they told us it had 1 drop of blood in the shoe. So I knew then that he had to do a blood sacrifice surrounding this, that he either had just done one or was about to do one, because that's what that symbolized. That's the level he reached. That's the ritual, occult ritual he was about to perform. That's why he had the red hair. That's why in the video it showed him basically snapping someone's neck, even though that had other meaning to it as well. And then with the shoe, the 1 drop of blood that was in it. All right. And then I paid attention to numerology, the DMX, the 6 and 9. So at that time, I did not really feel like going and looking through Little Nas X sightings or whatever to find out, like, okay, has he had a childhood friend he grew up passed away recently? Has he had his barber, a manager, a family member, someone close to him just recently passed? And I'm like, okay, if he hasn't, keep our eyes open, because it's about to come soon, because that video and song was indication of blood sacrifice ritual. So this is how I linked him to DMX, though. We turn around and now we have the situation with DMX. But before then, we had the situation where they had, I think, Twitter posts where they like, oh, his son Montero is #1 on the charts and stuff. It's been here. Let me read the post. It said, chart data. Little Nas X's Montero remains at #1 on the global Spotify chart with a new daily high in streams. 8.5 million is going up 9%, right? They use another 9. Like I told you, turn around, that's a 6. So that's how they reward you, right? He's doing his part, the blood sacrifice ritual, the other rituals and stuff. So the reward that they get is increase in money, increase in sales, #1 on charts, Grammys, awards, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. Once I turned around and seen that his music is #1. Here go the post. It was data charts or something like that, daily charts. And what he wrote on captioning it was "Let's go" or something like that. Ain't that what he said? Yeah. Oh, let's effing go. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it was him. Little Nas X sacrifice was DMX, and we know they have a connection with the X, that being the last letter in their names. That's why in his video and on the shoe he put LNX. For Little Nas X, he used the 3 letters to connect him to the 3 letters in DMX name, which is DMX. Because I remember on the necklace, y'all can go look at my video of the breakdown I did on Little Nas X Montero video in the shoe. It had the LNX on the necklace he wore in it, and then he put LNX on the shoe as well. And that was another connection for him and DMX. That was him linking his name and self to DMX. And like I said, they got the X in common. He just dropped that record. It just blew up. The shoe dropped, sold out. We know he had the 6s all through there. DMX now just passes away. They tried to hold him on and do the ritual for 3 days, from the 6th to the 9th. And then I'm like, okay, yeah. I was wondering who Lil Nas X sacrifice was. This just happened. It's DMX. So I want to start trying to connect it even more. And guess what I find? I ain't even look no more. I literally just put in Lil Nas X and stuff like that. But look what showed up. I didn't look anymore after this. Wikipedia. Lil Nas X's birthday is April 9th. He was born in 1999. And I said, oh, there you go. I don't need to look any further. That's it right there. They held on, like I said, the 6th to the 9th. That was a ritual. 3 days times the 9. Turn that around. That's a 6. Or 3 days times the 6. That's 3 6s or whatever. That's how they do it. And when I looked and it said his birthday, and they linked his song to the ritual as well. You see, they have Montero right there. The Montero Lamar Hill. So that's linked to the song as well. Born April 9th, 1999. Known by the stage name Lil Nas X. So they waited to announce and pull the plug of his passing on the 9th, on Lil Nas X's birthday. That was who he blood sacrificed. That is who DMX, Lord rest his soul, was sacrificed to and for. They ran with the OD because in the past he had some drugs. Like, that's the easiest thing that they do with these people. Either they OD'd or they committed suicide. And then, you know, sometimes you have the beefing ones where they pass away that way. But I just want to name out these specific 2. The reason why they use those 2, either suicide or OD, is because the majority, if I dare not say all, in the industry, celebrities do drugs. The majority, if not dare I say all, suffer depression, right? They all tell us about their depression. They all tell us about their anxiety. They all tell us about their situations with drug abuse at some point in time throughout their career. So, of course, they ran to that. DMX is a known ex-drug addict, but like I stated, if you look at where DMX has been for months now, if not years, he has not even been doing drugs. He has had his self-focus on his career, on marketing, on networking, on preaching the word to people, getting right. Like, the Holy Spirit had really came over him, really had been keeping him. If he did end up getting caught back up and, let's say, went and did some drugs, which we know it would have to been just now if he did, because he clearly has not been on a decline. He's only been moving forward as far as having his mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health all prospering and doing well. He would not. So if he did turn around and do it that one time, he would not have OD'd unless someone tampered with what they had given him. If they gave him some fentanyl, if they gave it to him with him being unaware that it was fentanyl, drugs, poison stuff. So that's just all I wanted to come and tell you, people. Which, Lord rest his soul. I thank God that God's gates are open to DMX and he went on to heaven. I thank God that his legacy has been a benefit to everyone, that he did get out of the business, out of the occult, that he did give his life to Christ, and that he was trying to share that knowledge and salvation with others, and show the right example that you can get clean from drugs. You can atone and make up for maybe the mistakes that you did in your past while on drugs. Like I said, his business was all in order. He was tending to family. He was focused on being an asset to humanity and offering his gift, doing shows, making products, and trying to even bring on new talent to sign and help them with their career and how to do it the right way. Like so much. So that's just all I want to say. We know Little Nas X is satanic. He has given himself to the occult. And we'll see how that goes for him. He's going to do anything for fame. He's reached that marker now where he was instructed to do a blood sacrifice ritual, and DMX was his blood sacrifice ritual. And we'll have some more coming up due to the fact that it's technically ritual season. Philip the Prince just passed away of Edinburgh, I think, or something like that. The Queen's, she just sacrificed her. It's like, no, it was time for him to go anywhere. I think he was like 99 years old. But see, I'm telling you, even up there in age, they still choose to do stuff a certain way and on certain days to fall in line with the occult rituals. Such as, let's say he did die naturally, the prince rather, because she never let him become a king from fear of him killing her off. And, or taking her power and her not being able to reign as queen. But anyway, so she never let him become prince. But let's say he did just die naturally, of natural causes. They would still set up and perform his funeral, burial, and stuff like that, all in as a ritual. But like I said, there'll be some more coming up. As you recall, we have Prince's birthday this month. He also had passed away on sacrifice during the month of his birthday in April and stuff. As you know, they say they kind of like go in three. So I would just look at it. We have DMX now, and we have the Prince who just passed away. Remember, like they say on Spotify, Montero is globally #1. So that means not just the USA charts, he hit #1. They are rewarding him for his sacrifice. They're rewarding him for his sacrifice. So globally, the occult works globally. They have it, their brotherhood, their havens, taverns, whatever you want to call it, set up around the world. It's in every government. It's in every police force around the world. It's in every school system. Like, it's in around the world globally. So that's why I'm bringing up the Prince being a sacrifice, because it doesn't have to be someone that's American. It doesn't have to be someone who's in music, entertainment. You know, it can be a politician. Like, it's all connected, and it has different departments. So we got two. Let's see who's next. Lord rest their soul. Give me your thoughts on this video. If you believe that he did, DMX was a sacrifice for Little Nas X, let me know what you think.